Don't do dummy jiggy, baby.
Hey.
YouTube, we are back at it again
with another video, and we're gonna do a little bit of lessons learned, what we love, what we didn't love, what we must have for the 0 to 3 month baby.
Yes, definitely check out this video if you are currently trying to set up your own baby registry, if you are currently at home with your own baby, if you're currently pumping, breastfeeding, and it's like, what else do I need?
Or you just want to watch a video of parents talking about what they need for 0 to 3 months.
So if you're ready, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up.
Let's go.
All right, so let's get into it. We have a list. Let's get into it. What's the first thing you would recommend?
Swaddles. So I thought it was kind of like, oh yeah, sure, swaddles. But naps are longer and nighttime sleep is longer with the swaddle. When I was lazy in the naps and not putting him in the swaddle, and he does the jerky thing, wakes him up.
Yeah, so we definitely swaddled him for, I honestly think we cut it pretty early, like at 6 weeks, because at his 2 month, or no, his 2 week appointment or something. Oh no, we did a lactation appointment. Yeah. They started saying like, oh, is he turning? And he was literally on his side pretty consistently. So we're like, okay, he's about to like roll over. And she mentioned, you know, certain concerns. ¿Tú quieres platicar con la cámara?
Yeah.
She was just saying some concerns, and she was like, I'm not trying to scare you guys, but then obviously first time parents, it scared us. So we stopped swaddling him.
We went to the hands-free one.
Yeah, the hands-free, and then we went to just a sleep sack. Remember the blue and the white one? So we definitely recommend some sort of swaddle, some sort of sleep sack.
He does too.
And make sure, and then I didn't realize this, they're different sizes. I know, duh. Like, but during the newborn stage, like I didn't consider that. So he outgrew one pretty quickly. So then I was like, oh my God, I gotta buy another one. But we fortunately were gifted a couple things. So we found some more sleep sacks that we have. We did use the Halo sleep sacks. That one was the one that would strap around his chest and be a sleep sack, but his arms were still out. I'll go ahead and leave a link of everything down below as well, just in case you guys want to check them out and it's a little bit easier access to find. The next thing, still in the sleeping area, is Enrique hated when I put button pajamas.
Oh my God, yes. It's the worst, cause like the first month, she didn't change any diapers. I was seeing it because I was home. And I'm not saying it's annoying, but when you have 40,000 buns and it's dark. So I love the pajamas that were from the bottom up.
Right.
Because from the
zipper.
From the zipper bottom up. Because the top down, you have to still like, it's a lot going on. The hands might get out, and then that's a whole nother extremity you weren't counting on. So definitely bottom down zippers. Bottom up zipper pajamas. Especially for nighttime at the dark.
Yes. So you do have the option of a couple different of those pajamas. You'll notice. So zipper pajamas. Enrique's first option is always going to be bottom up zippers. So, and then also a handful of onesies. I'm not going to go too much into like all his clothing, but I do recommend having a handful of just onesies, because sometimes we'll take them out of the zipper pajamas and just have them in that. The reason I'm saying that is versus like a whole new outfit. Like, he doesn't need a whole bunch of outfits, right? In the newborn stage. So just have some really solid colors of onesies. Sometimes we would just have them in just that if the weather permitted. And it was so easy, just 3 buttons, diaper change, and put them right back. So a handful of onesies I definitely recommend. And then as far as the pajamas, I'm gonna link a couple that we got from Amazon down below. And then this one, I think we both really loved. I watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos of how to prepare for a newborn, and the big thing was like having diaper changing stations. But it was for like people that had 2-story houses or bigger, you know. And I was like, well, our house is like around the, like, it's so small. No, you definitely need these carritos everywhere. Like, we have one in the living room, we had this one in our room, and one in his room as well. So definitely recommend, especially that one. I really like that one with the wheels, and it was so easy to keep clean. So have multiple changing stations, even if your house is considered chiquitito. O sea, like the house is enough for us, but I'm just saying. It was just so easy for us to change him here in the room overnight. Whenever he took his naps in the room, we already had the stuff here. And then when we were in the living room, or like when my mom and grandma visited and they would change a diaper, there already was stuff in the living room. In his room, we did a lot of playing time, tummy time, so we had a changing station there too. Talking about changing station, this was another thing that Enrique, you'll notice, there's a little pattern with the love of my life here. If we don't have to buy it, like in his eyes, like if it ain't broke, but even if we don't have it, like he's just like, no, there's an easier way in his eyes, you know, or como se dice, like if we don't need it, we don't need it. ¿Mande?
Like we can live without it.
Yeah, we can live without it. That's his thing. Like we'll be fine without everything. We got the diaper genie. So I definitely was like, damn, that's so expensive. You know what I mean? Like it is.
I wasn't against diaper genie. I think it's a great idea. It was so expensive.
It was so expensive. It really was. I do agree with him. It was so expensive. But then we would go over to a friend's house that have like, ¿cuántos años tenía la niña de Willy? Like 3 años, yeah.
De Willy.
De Will.
Oh yeah, 3.
3, algo así. Y ellos nos dijeron, you need this. Like right away they pointed it out to us. Like we were still pregnant. They're like, you're gonna need one of these. And they're still using it. And then we have another friend that still has it, and he's like 14 months now. Yeah. So we were like, okay, it might be worth the money, you know what I mean? I will say, just to keep it real and raw, is that I got mine off of Facebook Market. I will link the one we exactly got because I didn't realize that there was a couple different styles. So for example, we had one that has a friend that you have to push the button on top to put it in. We got the one that has the foot presser thing, and then you toss it in. So I don't have to have, because you'll have the baby in one hand, have the diaper in another, and then you have to push a button. So at least with my foot, you could just toss it in there. I will leave that one link below, and we got it on Facebook Market.
And ours also on the top has a little slip that you can put a scented thing on.
Oh yeah.
But our baby, thank God, doesn't have stinky poop so far, so we haven't used it yet.
But maybe because the diaper genie does so good already. Yeah,
because it has a seal inside and on the top.
Yeah.
So nothing goes out, but it does have a little scented thing that we can put in there.
Maybe we'll use it later, you know. Or maybe some people prefer that smell to hit. So that's an option. Oh, this one we did not have. We didn't even have it in our baby registry. We actually purchased kind of like at a desperation. We got a humidifier that night. Yeah. So like I think it was one night.
His nose was getting so dry at night. He wasn't breathing right. So we went to Walgreens one night, bought that thing. Never again a dry
It made me
nose.
so sad because he would sleep with his mouth open trying to breathe, and he wasn't stuffy like you said. It was just a dry
nose.
And then at certain nights we would turn on the heater, so I think that also caused the dryness. And yeah,
it's the biggest one.
Enrique's gonna bring all the products. But yeah, so that one I didn't have on my registry, and I wish we did have it on our registry.
We have.
This is the one we have.
It has a little slit here to put a Vicks vapor rub thingy if you want to scent it in.
Or like if they're probably sick.
Yeah, but we just use the water right now, and it works
great.
Magic.
And it lasts the water. He fills it up. It lasts about 2 to 3 nights.
It depends on the room size and how strong you want it.
So that won't be necessarily for a living room. I'll go ahead and leave that link down below as well. That one we've only used it for like our room and his room. So our baby is currently in a very talkative stage. He's communicating very well. So we're not gonna mute him out, just to let you guys know. Okay, the next thing is going to be the bassinet with wheels.
Oh yes.
So I definitely recommend getting a bassinet with wheels. I have seen the very cute ones with wood and whatnot. No, like you have to get the ones with wheels. One, because we would put him to sleep there all night and then wheel him into the kitchen. And he would just lay there and look up at the sky and whatnot. I mean, the ceiling. And, you know, it was comfortable for us. Then he would take his naps there. And it was just so nice to be able to maneuver him around. also, when he was in the middle of the night and wake up, that was exhausting, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I would just try to rock him and shake him a little, and since they had like the wheels, it wasn't so stiff. So I definitely recommend a bassinet with wheels. ¿Verdad, or qué más?
Yeah, because like when he's napping, our baby wasn't a light sleeper, we were able to roll him around sleepy. So
yeah,
it was great.
Okay, so then there goes the bassinet. Another thing with sleeping would be that
since I went back to work and you were by yourself.
Yeah. that was so hard, you guys. Like, let's. Another thing with sleeping would be the hatch machine. So we did have this one on our registry, which it was gifted to us, and I was so excited because this was definitely one of those trends that I fell into. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like, I've always liked the idea of sleeping to like waves or ocean, and this hatch machine is so amazing. It's so good. It has the red light, the blue light, green light. We use the red light for everything. But we used it since day one. Remember,
it has different profiles already preset.
Yeah, you can even set it up for like bedtime. Like, okay, at 7:30, it starts playing music or starts playing the light. You could put it to stop at a certain time if you don't want it all night.
It's all through the phone too.
All through the app. But you do have the buttons on there just in case you don't like using the app. But you do have both options. So the hatch machine definitely puts him to sleep. Definitely helps.
Sets the mood.
And then me and Enrique learned really quickly that, teach him day and night. Mm-hmm. So at night, when he was in the room, it was dark. But for us to be able to maneuver, change his diaper, and do things, we had that light on. So it did help with keeping him sleepy and being able to change his diaper.
Right? We did have a flashlight, but it was a red flashlight.
Oh, yeah. Because some nights he would have to, I'm telling you, Enrique changed every single diaper in the beginning. Check if it was pee and poop. So he would grab this little red light just closer to his booty to be able to check. But I do recommend the hatch machine just to be able to, even now, like we still use it just to be able to see and get around his room. The next thing is going to be, large picture books. So you guys have always heard, read to your baby as soon as possible. We actually did. I know that sounds super corny, but we did. We actually started reading to him right away. So every night now, it's very consistent. We read to him a book. And the ones that he's loved from 0 to 3 is big picture books. Yeah. Like, obviously, right? But
really colorful.
Very colorful. Very vibrant colors. In the beginning, he's only seen black and white, then red, and whatnot. But we definitely noticed he interacts with the photos. So we recommend those books. I definitely love the way he interacts with it. And I read the entire book. We were told that you don't have to read the entire book.
So we started making up the story.
So you can just make up a whole story and be like, you know what, your tia Rosa and blah, 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 blah. She did this and, So large picture books. I've never heard anybody recommend like these type of books. So I definitely... and I'll add with that, since in the beginning we did use the iPad a lot. So we call it the iPad, but it's the tummy time mirror, and it's like you grab it? Yeah. So we do have an iPad actually, but we don't use it for him. So we've been telling him like, oh, this is your iPad.
He gets distracted by it.
He really does get entertained by it. For the first 3 months, baby, he used this so much. And he would look at himself, and not until 3 months he started playing with this, but these colors, and then ends up having a more colorful side. Yeah. So definitely I'll add one of those as well. And then this is something, I know we're telling you what you must have, but I do want to make sure that we're being real and raw. We did have I would consider it a trendy bath tub in our registry, and we did get it. We got it gifted to us. But to be honest, it didn't work.
The first 3 months he showered with us on the shower.
It didn't work. And the bath specifically says newborn to 3 months, 3 months to 6 months. Like it grows with him, and that's what I really wanted. I was like, okay, what's something that we can buy or have or get gifted but make use of it? Newborn stage, definitely don't recommend it. So I'll tell you guys the one that we do have right now. It's called the Frida Baby Bath, and it grows with them. It's like a 4-in-1. I'll leave the link below. The only reason I will leave the link below is because now we use it.
Yeah.
So we do use it now. Your baby may be different, but I'm gonna leave one that I've seen work for all my little nephews and nieces. I've seen one.
It's called a sink.
No. Well, it is one that goes in the sink. So I'm gonna leave that one that I recommend down below. But I'm also gonna leave the one we are currently using and has worked since after. But I'll just leave it there. Disclaimer. It didn't work the first couple of
No,
days.
it did not.
We would literally, Enrique would jump in the shower with him and just kind of rub him down a little bit, and then that's enough. But he did not love baths. He did not. We gotta keep it real, you guys. Like, not every baby loves baths, and we were a little
now
tricked.
he likes them. Before, oof.
Yeah, we were a little tricked because our nephew Alonso loves baths since he was born, and we were like, "Oh my God, this is so amazing!" Nope, not our son. So every baby is different. Another thing is going to be the Muslim swaddle blankets. Oh my God, this one is a must, because my cousin gave us 3 of these, and it's the green, the blue, and the tan one. Oh my God, we use it for everything. Like, we cover the stroller with it. If I need to breastfeed, if he has a little bit of spit up.
So many uses for it.
Oh my God, I was like, what, like, so many uses. So, you can still swaddle him with it. Use it as a cobija. When he was born, it was still considerably warm, but we still use it to this day. So definitely gonna recommend that one.
There's always one in the car.
I always leave one in the car, and then we have 2 more here in the house. The next thing I'm gonna recommend is the sterilizer.
We bought it used.
We did buy it on Facebook Market, but I'm gonna put the link of it because I specifically recommend that one.
Yeah, it's great.
So
we went to the
easy.
hotel, we went on vacation, we brought it with ourselves.
It's so easy, and this is one of the things
Just
that
set it and forget it.
Yes.
I mean, put water on it, but
right. But me and Enrique, we do tend to agree on most things where we're like, okay, do we really need that? Like, do you really need all these things, right? So we realized that you can sterilize the bottles in hot water on a hot pot. But then I started to think, like, wait, sitting there waiting for it to get cleaned, then taking them out, waiting for them to cool down, it just takes another time away from you either breastfeeding, eating,
keeping an
pumping,
eye on him.
keeping an eye on him. Like, it was just, no, it was not gonna work, even though you can do it. So the sterilizer, we did get it off Facebook Market. It is the Baby Riza one, and it is, like Enrique said, you wash the bottles. You still have to wash the bottles. That's one thing. I wish there was a machine donde te la lavaba, secaba, y sterilize. But this one, you do have to wash the bottles, place them, and like he said, set and forget it.
Yeah,
set and forget it. And it's going to sterilize and dry them. So even if we don't want to sterilize it, let's say I do need the pumps fairly quickly because the timer is longer with both of those items, then we just set it to dry, and we don't have to worry about having to hand dry them, use all the paper towels. So sterilizer, I do recommend, and we're still using it to this day. Yeah. Oh.
They recommend for at least a year to sterilize. I think it was for 9 months.
No,
9 months for a year.
No, it probably is a year.
Yeah.
Because you're using primarily bottles.
Yeah.
Again, this specific item is for people that are using bottles. I understand not everybody's using bottles, so. ¿Te está trayendo blanco? Okay. Next thing is the baby wrap carrier.
Yeah.
So, this one I do love. We
went for a couple of walks.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Because I was gonna say we didn't use it a lot here at the house, but it's because I would use it to go walking.
During walks, yeah.
So when I was able to go walking because the weather was so nice, I would just wrap him around me, And it was nice.
He would just fall asleep there.
He would just fall asleep comfortably, and he was just so like, oh, it was so amazing. And he was tiny. Like, now that I think about it, he was like this little. I do recommend it, especially like, I noticed a lot of people also use them when they went to doctor's appointments. If you went to a lot of get-togethers, like, here's a tip. Tip 237 is if you prefer to go to a gathering but not the baby get held by everybody, put him in the wrap. And then you'll be like, oh, he's asleep. Oh, he's asleep. You know what I mean? And I mean, we did have the baby right around the holidays. We didn't do too much, but in case you wanted that tip. So the baby carrier, definitely recommend it. We do have 2 different kinds. I'll link the one that we use primarily from 0 to 3, but on my Amazon storefront you'll see the 2 that I do have. Let's see. Another thing, play mats. So for example, he's on a play mat right now. We did use the play mats. I would say at least after 1 month.
Because we were doing tummy time in our chaise. Yeah, at first.
So he would hold his head up. Like,
super fast.
So well he held his head up. Amazing. So every time we had him on our chest, he would go up and like no problem. But then we were like, okay, well, we gotta start doing a little bit more exercise, a little bit more tummy time. So we did have 2 different style play mats. One we had on our registry, and another one actually was just donated to us. So, you know, dale limpiecito, but he's used both. So again, just going back to literally everything we've got on our registry, I would say we use 95% of it. Like 95% of the things that were gifted to us, we've used. Okay, next thing is, oh, and just to add to the playmat, I would recommend getting little maracas, because it could be like, not really like maracas de Mexico, but it could be, for example, my tia gave us these ones. That's Pluto and Mickey. The other one is in his diaper bag. And these are great because then he follows it. And that's one thing that the pediatrician recommends, is like for them to follow with their eyes and be able to maneuver their head. So this is great. I know like it's silly to recommend these things, but it's just things that you don't think about. Like, I'm telling you, I watched so many YouTube videos about what you need for a baby, and I'm literally realizing like this little thing was a must, especially to try to get his head, because they come out so stiff, you know. Another thing would be the monitor. So our friend even recommended this one.
It's no Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth, so only the monitor connects to the camera. So it's supposed to be unhackable. Yeah.
And that's another thing, like as first time parents, like do you consider all of these things? Like, are you like,
it has a shorter range, you can't just go out.
Oh yeah.
But you shouldn't be going out anyway.
Yeah, so you definitely want to be able to keep a close range to them. We started using it pretty much during his naps. So because he slept in our room, and during his naps, like in his bassinet or on our bed, if he took a nap, we would put the camera and set it up and then go out to the living room and continue our day. Now he sleeps in his own room and we're still using the monitor. So I really love it. I really do recommend it. It's very clear. You can put up the brightness, put down the brightness.
And it has night vision and like color vision.
Yeah, so like if it's daytime and it's light out, you'll be able to see the color, and at night it's the night vision. It has the volume, it has the temperature. Oh, that's another one. The reason I really love this monitor is because of the temperature. ¿Verdad que lo dice el temperature? Yeah. And we're so confused with this weather that sometimes, like, for example, ever since I've been pregnant, I don't know if anybody can relate to this, like, I literally get so hot so quickly. So I can sweat and it's freezing out. And Enrique sweats on, hoodie, sweatshirt, beanie, and he's dying of cold because I'm like running the AC. So the reason the temperature is so good is because now I can check what it is for him. You know what I mean? Instead of just guessing like, no, it's too hot or it's too cold. So we realized also he sleeps better at a certain temperature. Let's see what else. This is so long. Last thing I'll add. There's more.
The swing was a miss.
Oh. Yeah.
That's one thing we got. That this little guy
did not like.
Every baby's different.
Every baby's different.
This guy
did not like.
No more than 2 minutes. Well, at first, not even putting it down.
Oh yeah, the swing was nothing, and he wasn't necessarily a baby that I needed to be held all the time because he would sleep in the bassinet. He would hang out in the playpen. Oh, that was another playpen. Yeah. So we have the playpen in the living room, not the big one, the pack and play. And we would change his diaper there. He would hang out there. So that would be another changing diaper station for us. And just change him inside of that. So I definitely recommend one of those, having them in a different room. But yeah, he didn't mind being put down. No. But he did not like the swing. No. So we'll see if he uses it after 3 months. Let's say between like the 4 to 6 month range. We'll let you guys know. But definitely a miss. So I would recommend really consider buying a used one of that, just because if it is a miss, $300 down the drain. Yeah. Right? I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't know about y'all, but every dollar counts when it comes to a baby. So another thing I guess we would add that we did use a lot of is diaper rash and Vaseline. So have those handy.
We never went through a really bad rash or anything, just because we made sure he was always dry, he was always with lubed up and everything. So
yeah, and it's not ever any parent's fault. You just never know when it's gonna be a sensitive time for his booty, or or the diaper can give him a reaction. So you never know, but have it handy. Definitely have it handy. I'm gonna end it there because this video is very long. I'm going to leave the rest of the things that we recommend down below. If you guys have any questions about them, maybe we could do a follow-up or comment below and we'll definitely answer you guys. But I thought it was so important to talk about what we actually use from 0 to 3 months. Maybe we could do a 4 to 6 month update of what he's currently using. Again, we did use 95% of what was in our baby registry. And if you'd like to see that list, I'll go ahead and have a baby registry on my Amazon storefront with everything that we actually use. Yeah, literally just add it to your own baby registry. And then what I wanted to say was every baby is really different and you are doing amazing as a first time, second time,
we're all figuring it out.
We really are just figuring it out, and it is amazing and it's beautiful all at the same time.
Right, dude?
Yes.
Right, dude? Alright guys, thank you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe. See you guys in the next video.
Bye. That was so long.